for a cringy video that's poorly thrown together and sure to bring your boredom to an end? Came to the right place. This probably sounds very weird. Let's get ready to rumble! I suppose that's enough photos for now. Yeah, that should be enough photos. I just spent about 2 hours taking photos, trying to make a video. Not sure what I'm making yet. Why I'm taking this many photos. I'm making these videos for people like me with similar interests in watching vlogs. I started out watching Ty Moss like a decade ago when he started out. Tech videos is what led me to that kind of thing. He was doing Ty's iPhone help at the time, and that was my interest. It's still one of my main interests. iPhones, Apple. I'm way too much into that kind of thing. My current living situation doesn't allow for these kind of videos often, since I'm like right under everybody and they can hear everything, so that would be kind of weird to do this when they're home. My name is Daniel. I'm about to be 23 in mid-November. I came from Ohio and moved out here a year ago now to my current state, which I won't say because internet. I've been working with the US Census Bureau for about 4 months. It's ended now. It was probably my favorite job I've had so far. It was really fun. I got to talk to random strangers all the time and have them fill out this survey that's once a decade. I can't say a whole lot about it because I'm sworn for life. Sorry, sworn for life. Sworn for life on that information, which makes me feel important. Oh yeah. For my job, I had a government-issued phone, a badge ID from them, and a bag with the shoulder strap. And apparently a lot of people didn't find those enough to verify I was who I said I was. There was a lot of trust issues, which is to be expected. They really didn't supply us with an ample amount of verification to help people realize we are who we say we are, and we're not trying to scam them or steal their information. Initially, for an interview, it took me 20 minutes, typically, in the first week, I'd say. And then once I started getting the hang of it, I ended up doing about 10 minutes per interview for about the next couple weeks. And then after about a month, I'd say, I got them down to about 5 minutes. And even near the end here, I would do them in like under a minute, because really the information we were looking for was pretty basic and it didn't take long to give us that. It was just the convincing people of giving us that basic information and not saying, hey, we don't want your social security card number or anything like how much income you make, basically. We don't want that stuff that you don't want to give. We just want the number of people at the residence on April 1st. And other than that, it's race, ages, birth dates, if you rent or own, if you lived elsewhere around April, your origins, German, English, Irish, pretty simple stuff. We would ask for your phone number for a re-interview, which was supposedly for about 10% of the population. And I found those pretty dumb. All they had us do was ask them to spell their name, just the person who did the interview originally, and give us the number of residence. It felt like a waste of time that they could have just done that for people who provided their phone numbers, and then if they didn't answer that, we keep trying. I'm sure we would have got 10%. I can't say that I know better than the people who have been working on this for a decade, and really the reason that the 2020 census was a mess was because of COVID. They say that their plans would have gone all right if they had more time, which luckily with a lawsuit or whatever happened with Congress, we got extra time and we didn't have to end until mid-October. So we got to our goal pretty much. I mean, as far as I know, I haven't had COVID or gotten it. I don't have it at the moment. Unfortunately, my father did get a positive test result for COVID-19. He was not one to wear a mask, and he made that known. Our family would often try to convince him, for a while at least, we would, to the reasons why he should wear a mask, but he never really saw it as a real thing, I guess. He's doing a lot better now than he initially was when he was taken by squad to the hospital. He's being discharged today, and my uncle is going to be taking care of him for a couple days at least until somebody else can help out more. Grandpa hauls Amish in Ohio, and if you've seen the numbers recently, you'll understand why he probably was more at risk given his stance on wearing a mask and his age, as well as him always being in a confined space with a bunch of other people who probably also weren't wearing masks, or if they were, I doubt it would have mattered being in that close confined space. I've been in about 5 relationships at this point. One at the last 2 years of high school was the most serious. I was engaged at one point. I'm glad I got out of that one because that was a mistake. It was my first relationship, and I was not seeing things the way I should have been, I guess. I was homeschooled for most of my life, so I didn't have a lot of social interaction with people outside of my home, my church, close family. I'm currently renting at my aunt and uncle's. They are both pastors at our church. Them and their 4 kids are pretty much always a blast to be around. I really enjoy where I'm staying at the moment. It only feels like home. Pretty much always have lunch and supper ready around the same time. We all eat together at the table and find a game to play, which isn't always easy to find something we all can agree on right away, but with 7 people, that's understandable. We usually find something within about 15 to 30 minutes. I've always been interested in technology, specifically Apple things, but maybe that's where I'll head on my YouTube channel, maybe another route. We'll see how it goes. I'll throw a couple things out and see what works or not. I'm just going to do what feels right. I'm not going to put pressure on myself to, I don't know what that was, put on a fake face, I guess, to sell out myself and try to make YouTube something that it's not. And it can be profitable, but it's rare that people actually make it enough to switch into a job rather than a hobby, and that's what I obviously am looking for. Something to do and share with people that I enjoy. Planning on doing a review on the new iPhone 12 Pro once I get that. I know there's a lot up already, but I figured I'd test out the waters and see how it goes. May also end up doing a review for my iPhone 11 Pro, which I've had for a year. Something I want to do that I don't see a lot of is short, like a minute movie reviews, because I don't see a lot of those when I'm trying to figure out what I want to watch. It's not the best situation to go and find a bunch of 10-20 minute videos reviewing movies. Like, I'm going to waste all of my free time looking at those instead of actually watching something. I just want to make something short so that people save time and find what they want to watch. Obviously, that's not the goal of this video. This video is not to save you time. This video is to kill time. I don't know a whole lot about Joe Biden, but I know he's not Trump, so hey, can't be worse. Job history started out on carts at Sam's Club. Definitely lost some weight being a cart pusher, as I call it. They call it a member services associate. And what we really did was collect all of the carts like you would imagine and help people load their vehicles with, Sam's Club, a bunch of heavy stuff. Cart retriever died like 3 separate times for at least a couple weeks, I would say. And then I went over into Dollar General. That was a mistake. Don't work there. On the cash register for about a month before being promoted to key holder. There's seemingly always an issue of some sort at Dollar General with the register, your coworkers, cash management. It was awful. For my third job, I worked as a computer technician with a person I knew from church, and I helped him with his photography business. He took a lot of school photos. That was pretty fun. Boss Terry taught me a lot of helpful things there, some good life skills. He had a lot of experience himself. Next job, I was a electronics repair technician. I was more of the help, the greeter, the side project, not like the main guys who knew pretty much everything there is to know about anything that would come in the shop. Didn't feel like I got a sufficient amount of training. After leaving Ohio, my first job was a roofer. And don't get me wrong, the people there were fun at times, but they could also be not the kind of person I wanted to become. I couldn't stay there. Rough environment. Handled the physical labor better than I expected, and I was afraid of heights before doing that, which I didn't know how I was going to handle it. I was just like, whatever, I'll try it out. It went all right. I survived. My safety glasses on, but when I was drilling, something got under them, and I've got like a little tiny line that I can see in certain light on my right eye. Got it checked, but I wasn't there long enough to get the insurance benefits yet. So one thing I did not anticipate having was a bunch of mud, like a ridiculous amount of mud. If you get into roofing, certain locations and certain times of the year, you'll be just drowning in mud. It's terrible. My most recent job at the U.S. Census Bureau was my favorite by far so far. I got $21 an hour and 58 cents a mile, and I did a lot of driving, so that definitely helped save some Robinhood stocks for the first time this year. And I did Tesla, Apple, Amazon, made about $500 overall, lost probably $250. Clearly reflect my amateurness, but I think I did overall pretty lame to most people. But for the past several months, Mario Kart Tour has been one of my favorite games to play. I wouldn't be playing it still this long after I started, had my cousins not shown interest in watching it with me. I like having them around. The main reason I enjoy it is because it brings my cousins joy to watch me play it, and they like to cuddle up beside me and watch. It just makes me feel like I have kids. Back in 2015, I did decide in my first relationship that we wanted kids. in the future. We were engaged. It looked like that's where we were going. I'm glad that didn't work out, though. That was definitely a mistake. Way too early. Neither of us were anywhere near prepared with how the world's been the last several years. Now, I'm not sure if I still want kids, but that'll really depend on whoever I end up with. I do miss my family back in Ohio, but I feel like I've been called to move out here, and I'm gonna keep listening for God to tell me what to do next. If you enjoyed whatever that mess was, hit that like button for me, leave a comment below, subscribe for more. Peace. Smack. Like savvy individual. Why are you still watching?